TriMet's West Side Express service, also known as WES commuter rail, is unique to the area and poses unique challenges for first responders. This training module of the Transit Orientation for Emergency Responders will increase your knowledge and safety when responding to emergencies on the WES system. TriMet's WES commuter rail is a 14.7-mile heavy rail system that connects riders with the Max Light Rail system at Beaverton Transit Center. WES trains run out of an operating facility in Wilsonville and serve 5 stations from Wilsonville to Beaverton Transit Center. Trains run every 30 minutes, Monday through Friday during commute hours only. WES trains travel on shared freight tracks owned and operated by Portland and Western or P&W Railroad. There are about 9 miles of single track where WES and freight trains run both directions. Trains run parallel to each other at double track sections just south of Beaverton Transit Center, at Tigard Transit Center, and at Wilsonville Transit Center. The WES alignment is mostly restricted railroad right-of-way that stretches through some unique terrain of parklands, wetlands, and floodplains. The route includes 9 bridges and 26 highway-grade crossings controlled by crossing gates. A quiet zone stretches 3.5 miles through Tualatin, which means trains will not blow their horns at crossings unless an emergency demands it. There are 2 pedestrian-only crossings at Tualatin Road and Tualatin Sherwood Road. WES trains travel at an average speed of 37 miles an hour with a top speed of 60 miles an hour. A WES train traveling at 60 miles an hour takes a quarter mile, the length of nearly 4.5 football fields, to stop. Each WES train will have a 2-person crew on board. There is an engineer and a conductor. Both are P&W employees under contract to TriMet. P&W dispatchers out of Salem direct both passenger and freight trains along the alignment. Dispatchers communicate with trains, and the train's crew communicates with each other via a 2-way radio system. Each train's conductor has a P&W-issued cell phone for redundant communications. When an emergency occurs, the train crew will immediately call 911 by cell phone and notify P&W dispatch, either over the phone or by radio. Dispatchers will immediately contact 911 to assure that the train crew's initial call was received and confirm emergency responders are en route. Also, dispatchers will communicate emergency response updates to the incident train, as well as other WES and P&W trains in the area. Accessing the right-of-way is challenging and may require all-terrain vehicles. There is limited access near the at-grade crossings, but it is critical for your safety, the safety of our riders, and the employees on board that you contact P&W dispatchers before entering the right-of-way or blocking the railroad tracks. During an emergency, along with the train's conductor and engineer, you may also interact with P&W maintenance of way staff, as well as the railroad's safety and operations personnel based out of Wilsonville. WES managers and maintenance workers may also respond. There are 2 types of WES rail vehicles: 4 diesel multiple units, or DMUs, specifically manufactured for WES by Colorado Railcar, and 2 rail diesel cars, or RDCs, built in the early 1950s. Of the DMUs, 3 are powered units with 2 engines each, and 1 is an unpowered trailer unit. The powered cars are bidirectional and can either run as a single car or coupled to the trailer car. Each powered car weighs about 80 tons, and the trailer car weighs about 65 tons. Each car can carry about 70 passengers seated and a maximum of about 140 people. Powered DMUs are numbered 1001, 1002, and 1003, with the unpowered car numbered 2001. The RDCs are stainless steel bidirectional vehicles numbered 1702 and 1711. These cars will always be coupled together in a 2-car configuration. A 2-car RDC train weighs about 130 tons and can carry 116 seated passengers, or a maximum of almost 285 people. WES vehicles have several doors and windows that can be used to enter or exit the trains during emergencies. Each passenger door on a DMU can be manually opened from inside or outside using the labeled emergency door release levers. Twisting the handle releases an internal lock, and the doors can be pushed open. There is one handle for each door. Internal handles are located above or to the sides of the doors. Unlike the DMUs, however, the passenger doors on the RDCs cannot be opened externally. The only doors which can be opened manually from the outside are located at the far ends of each vehicle at the cabs. These can be opened by pulling the latches on the side of the door and flipping up the floor panel over the stairs. While some windows are marked for emergency use, every window on the sides of a DMU or RDC can function as an emergency window. Pry out the rubber molding from around the window and push in or pry out the glass. On the DMUs, a telescoping egress ladder is stowed in the center of the vehicle, where the seats meet back to back, and can be used to evacuate passengers from the rear or sides of the train. The conductor can assist with accessing the ladder. Taking a closer look at the equipment, each powered DMU contains 2 diesel engines, one at each end of the vehicle, and a high-voltage diesel-powered generator in the center. The non-powered trailer has a single diesel-powered generator in the center of the vehicle. A bright red 600-gallon fuel tank is located in the center of each DMU, including the trailer car next to the diesel generator. The front and rear end of each vehicle have high-voltage electrical ports, which carry 480 volts AC and will be active if the generator is running. The larger ports carry 72-volt battery power between cars. Batteries are located in a compartment on the right side of the vehicle looking towards the front. The RDCs contain 2 diesel engines, one at each end of the vehicle. A 400-gallon fuel tank is located in the center of each vehicle. Batteries are located at mid-car on the right side. Electrical ports on the front and rear carry 72 volts DC. When approaching any train involved in an incident, check to see if the brakes have been applied. If the red plunger, next to the wheel set on both sides of the car, is out, the brakes are on. If not, you can manually apply the brakes by pulling the emergency brake handle. On both the DMUs and RDCs, it can be found in the passenger compartment near the operating cab. To cut fuel to the engines, push the emergency fuel cutoff button. On the DMUs, the button is to the side of the fuel tank and stops the flow of fuel to all 3 diesel engines, including the high-voltage diesel generator. On the RDCs, there is a fuel cutoff button surrounded by a red square on each side of the vehicle. To disconnect the battery power, use the knife switch located in a box marked with an X on the outside of the RDCs. On the DMUs, the battery disconnect is inside the vehicle in an electrical locker next to the first set of doors. On the panel in the back of the locker, flip the switch labeled Battery Load Shed Relay off. Note that there is high voltage present, including 480 and 120 AC and 72 DC. On the DMUs only, each engine has a self-contained fire suppression system. Activate it by pressing the fire suppression button on the side of the car. Each button activates the fire suppression system for a single engine. Security and operational cameras are more limited on WES than on other TriMet vehicles. The RDCs do not have cameras. The DMUs have 2 internal cameras and 2 that face forward out of the cabs. Camera data is recorded to an onboard DVR, but the data can be overwritten in a few days, so make video requests promptly. Requests need to be made by contacting WES operations staff. Video from TriMet cameras can only be released publicly with the permission of TriMet's security department. This training module will help you better respond to incidents involving WES trains while increasing your safety. Here are important points to remember. WES trains travel on shared freight tracks owned and operated by Portland and Western Railroad. Contact P&W Dispatch before entering or blocking the right-of-way. WES travels through some unique terrain, including wetlands that can be challenging for emergency response vehicles. A train traveling at 60 miles an hour takes a quarter of a mile to stop. Windows can be removed by taking out the rubber molding and pushing in or prying out the glass. Each passenger door on a DMU can be manually opened from inside or outside using the labeled emergency door release levers. On the RDCs, the only doors that can be opened manually from outside are those at the far ends next to the cabs. Red plungers, one near the wheel set on each side of the vehicle, indicate whether the train's brakes are on or off. Plunger out means the brakes are on. A manual emergency brake lever can be found in the passenger compartment near the operating cab. All vehicles have manual fuel cutoff buttons, one on each side of the vehicle. Push the button to cut off fuel to the engines. Thank you for the emergency response you provide for our riders and our employees, as well as Portland and Western personnel. Your safety is important to us. Use these trainings and our other reference tools to help you stay safe.